Hey, all you ladies out there, do you want to win some free tools? That's right, I said free tools. The same type of tools that Joe uses around the house to save money on his projects. If you do, stick around. And you know what? It doesn't actually have to be for just ladies. You know, any guys out there, you want to peek in and look at these videos too, you can subscribe and you can be in the running for the tools as well. Alright, better get back to work. I gotta pay for these tools. Everybody has to have a sheetrock knife, and this one cost me like $2.50. You can buy these up to $8 or $9, but this was just kind of a cheapy one, and I like it because it has a retractable, say that 5 times fast. That way when you're cutting, you have it out. When you're done, you can retract it in there. Some, you don't have that. You just leave this out all the time. You can't unscrew this, and it's just like that. I don't like those. I like the retractable ones. And the good thing with this is, it also came with this little container, and this had sheetrock extra blades in it. You unscrew this, and then there's a little holder here for extra blades. So they gave me like 3 extra blades. Because this little plastic thing was in there, I'm going to keep that. I don't know. Might use that for something. Alright? Nice little sheetrock knife there for you. I got a couple hacksaw blades, and these are 12 inch. You can get these 12 inches long and 10 inches long, and usually most hacksaws are 12 inches long. Just look, I did not get a hacksaw. You probably don't really need a hacksaw right now, but once you start in and you realize you're going to do more work, get yourself a little hacksaw. Get a 12 inch, and this is 32 teeth per inch. Very fine teeth on there, and that's a good one. And lots of times I'll use that, and I'll just put my rubber gloves on, and I'll use it as a saw, you know, to cut a pipe off, or if I'm taking a electrical outlet box, I'm removing it from the wall, I can cut some nails off with that. These are very handy to have in your tool bag. About $3.50 for 2 of those. This is a sheetrock saw. You've got to have this. You never know when you're going to use something like this for cutting holes in sheetrock and other different things. Okay? There it is. Doesn't really matter what kind you get. They're all about the same. You know, $6 to $10 right there. Here's some wire strippers. You can also cut wire with this. You can strip wire here, different sizes. And these holes here are on the end of the wires to put it in there and twist up on it and make a little curly Q at the end. Very nice. These are Kleins. This is one of the expensive items you may have. These were like $15. You can buy these up to $25, $30, but you know, a small set like that will do you good. Always going to be needing something like that. You may laugh, but lots of people don't have this. This is a paint can opener. Okay, it also says bottle opener, but for paint cans, 59 cents. You've got to have one of those. If you think, oh, I'll just use a screwdriver and I can do that, this is way easier. You don't kind of curl up the edges when you're like a screwdriver. It's just a good thing to have. The construction pencil, you've got to get some of these. And you just sharpen that with the sheetrock knife, and you just kind of hold it like that and cut it down at a 45 all the way around there, and then kind of hit the lead a little bit, and this will serve you good purposes having a pencil like that. You got to have one of those. And I didn't get it, but there's a felt tip pen I usually carry too. You know, a little Sharpie felt tip pen. You might want to get one of those, and even a regular ballpoint pen, and maybe a little pad of paper you can shove in your little toolbox as well. Here you go. This is for your caulking. And this, these things are so cheap nowadays. This was like less than $3. And here's a nice little tool on the end. You can turn that out. And then once you cut your tip on a caulk tube, you just take that and shove it down in there to poke it. Sometimes if there's a seal in there, you're going to need that. Some other times there are no seals in there. Okay, here's the push button control. Pull it back. They're supposed to be dripless too. $3. And then there's also a spout cutter here. Right there, you put the end of your caulk tube right in there and cut it off. That's if you're doing some random, thick caulking. But I never really use that. I usually cut it with some tin snips or something like that, my sheetrock knife, and make a nice small tip, nice clean. So I don't use that as much. You've got to have one of those for your tool bag. Let's talk a little bit about safety. Here I've got some little protective dust masks, 5 of those, and this one is light duty. These are the cheapos. They're about 50 cents a piece, but you can get these for really expensive too, that are a lot thicker than this or have a little dome here. But I usually just at least carry something cheap with me. And here's some gloves. I use gloves like this all the time. One size fits all. They're kind of thin. And you can rinse these out. There's nylon open sheet webbing on the back side, so it keeps your hands kind of airy. And you can rinse these out, and this is good. You look around at the store, these were less than $3, and if you're not looking at the right place in the store, you could get these up to $10. So you look in the right spot. I've seen it for $3, $5, $9, and over $10. Okay, so there's all kinds of gloves, but something cheap to get you going. I use these all the time, and after a while I throw them away and get another pair. Okay, now you've got to have some eye protective wear, and just some little thin glasses like that, safety glasses. You put those on, and these are really super comfortable. I don't like using the goggles because then those fog up if you have a mask on, a dust mask on or something like that, and it gets your face all kind of wet with the whole face goggle. Okay, so just something like this works great. It don't cost very much. Go to the store and look. I mean, these I think were $4. This right here, but you can get you get some fancy ones. Yeah, you can spend $15, but you don't need that, do you? Now here's something else that everybody's got to have. These are earplugs, and they had the foam earplugs too, but these are plastic. And the thing I like about that is there's a little carrying case here, and what I generally do is, after a while, the string, the plastic string gets all messed up, and I just snip off the string, and I'll put 2 of these in this little plastic container, and I just pop them in my ears, and away I go. You can also clean those, and this one had, let's see, enough for, there's 3 sets in here. Okay, just use one until they wear out, and then you've got the other ones as a backup. Plus, I really like the carrying case. This one costs a little bit more than just the foam ones, but I don't like the foam ones. You got to turn them, twist them, put them in your ear, and after a while you think, ooh, grungy. I don't want to use those anymore. Then you throw them away. These you can keep reusing. All right.